Hey, DARPA and Army, I don't think you're going to like this one. However, I've made it very clear that I don't argue with God or the continuum. And honestly, I had no idea. And this was a lesson about the dangers of quantum AI, right? So ET gave you all this technology. If you'll watch that last season, Star Warners or the last episode of Pinky and the Brain, where it forecasted 9/11. And okay, I didn't know that migraines were such a big deal. Okay, I didn't know that. But there may be it just popped into my head after that 2468 we don't want to integrate video that I just made. You see how that third eye thingy works, Army? So ET's delivering all this information to me so that I can broadcast it to the generals around the world, telling them the story, okay? And the Illuminati, who hates me now. Of course, that's their own problem. They shouldn't have brought their technology here and hacked me. Don't shoot the messenger, right? I mean, that's what the moral to the story is. And what I'm going to get into is a paper trail that's probably here, okay, Army. You'll have to look into this because I don't remember if it was before 9/11 or after. But like I said before, when I joined the Army and y'all pumped me full of neural lace, an unvaccinated child, my mom was a hustler, okay? She knew how to get around the rules and stuff, right? So, an unvaccinated child, I joined the Army. Of course, all of this, my life story was leading up to that was obviously a messenger, right? So this was all by design by ET Army, okay? I didn't have any knowledge of any of this. But I did watch Pinky and the Brain when I was a child, and it was, I loved that cartoon, by the way. I thought it was amazing. So I get it, Fort Carson. My migraines, I'm thinking, man, I hope I don't get a migraine in basic training. Because I'm going to tell you what, Army, these migraines that I used to get, I'd lose my vision and I'd get this same aura that I have all the time now, right? Whatever that little, your heads-up display. It was different back then, but it was very similar, okay? It was more digitized. Like this one's just little dots and it's really unbelievable whenever it activated. But the one that I had, my ping pong paddle before I joined the Army, that was different. But whenever it would pop up when I'd get a migraine, and it would put me out of commission for like 3 days. And I think what was going on was this extraterrestrial presence would feed off my brain and just leach all the information out of my brain into the cosmos, right? And that's how that ping pong paddle worked. But it would happen like once every 2 months, and it would be a 2 to 3 day ordeal where I was just in excruciating pain and everything. I just had to lay down and sleep, right? Or get in a dark room or whatever. Well, so I'm thinking that's going to happen while I'm in basic training, and I'm going to have to just deal with it while I'm running around being yelled at and stuff. And I was really nervous that would happen when I joined the Army because I lied about my migraines. I didn't know that was that big of a deal. Okay. Now, while I'm in the Army, DARPA pumped me full of neural lace or whatever. My migraines went away, okay? But I did have what I just figured was a false alarm at Fort Carson. And I said, you know what? I'm getting a dang migraine. I'm going to go to the hospital. Okay? So you're going to have to look, Army. And I don't mind telling because I didn't know. I don't argue with God. Okay? You can say whatever you want, Army. I didn't know any of this. Maybe y'all should have told, because I know you were aware of what migraines are. Maybe you shouldn't have just had a little checkbox on there. You could have told the public, hey, if you're experiencing migraines, it's extraterrestrial activity happening in your brain and you're communicating with the cosmos. Well, then I probably wouldn't have lied about it. Okay? So I didn't know it was that big of a deal. It's just a little white lie, Forrest. It's just a little white lie. I don't think 9/11 was funny in the least, but I do not argue with God. Okay, I just don't do it. And I would suggest that y'all not argue with God too. Because obviously he set all of this up to perfection to prevent us from going in the wrong direction with this technology. For that whole greater good thingy that the Illuminati and even the military and all of you think you know what's best for everybody, when you absolutely don't, because you let your greed get in the way of all of everything, and you're just power hungry fucking idiots, right? This is the Illuminati, okay? Illuminati. Illuminati. That was by design too. Kind of like the Constitution. Because E.T. knew the Illuminati was going to swoop in and make a two-party system and absolutely destroy the Constitution, right? So what we're going to do when we write the People's Charter is put some amendments in there that prevent the Illuminati from getting their divide and conquer system put together again, right? See how that works? It's all about learning how to do this right. And this is a school for kids who can't read good. So, DIA, what I would do, if you want to really get a paper trail here, to paint me as an evil entity that was responsible for 9/11 because you put illegal technology in me that interfered with my signal to God, well, here's your paper trail. Go to Fort Carson, right? Find out when I went there for a migraine. And I guarantee you it's a good chance that I started getting that migraine, which didn't evolve into an actual migraine. I just started getting the vision problem, and I went there and said, hey, I'm going to need some morphine or something here pretty soon because I'm going to be hurting real bad. And I kind of lied about it. I said this used to happen when I was a kid, but I'd already lied about my migraine, so I couldn't tell them that I used to have migraines, right? Because I'm smart. And I didn't want to tell the doctor that I lied about my migraines because y'all could have punished me for that, right? See how that works? So I went there and she diagnosed me with a migraine. That's what the doctor diagnosed me with. She said, this sounds just like a migraine. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So what you want to do, I don't know how long they keep their records at the hospital at Fort Carson, but I would pull those records, DI, if you really want to get a grasp on what the fuck's going on. You pull that doctor record from that day and look at it. And if I got a migraine, it was turned into a fart in the wind, and it didn't turn into an actual migraine because those buffalo chips y'all put in me all of a sudden started going feeding the Cosmos bullshit, and the Cosmos said, oh, we got an emergency. Yeah, DARPA. Of course, all of that was by design. Don't argue with God, assholes. That's all I gotta say. And don't shoot the fucking messenger. And no, I don't think 9/11's funny. I think this particular story of how I'm sticking it way up in y'all's chili bowls. That's what's funny. For your own good. So, now it may have been after 9/11. I don't know. I might have you chasing your tail here and you figure out, okay, it was after 9/11. But there's a chance that I got that migraine right before 9/11 because I just don't remember. Okay, it seemed like I'd been at Fort Carson for quite a while before I got the migraine. Okay, so look into that, DIA. See if you can pull that medical record where I went to Fort Carson with a migraine that just left as soon as I started. It lasted like, usually the vision thing lasts about an hour, and then you get an excruciating headache for 3 days. Well, the only thing that happened that time is I got the vision thingy, okay? And then I didn't get the headache. Now, if all of that happened before 9/11, it basically paints the picture that y'all literally shot the messenger, right? And then the emergency and all the symbolism and everything there, DA. So, yeah, I mean, y'all can paint me as the evil villain here, but when God rolls his sleeves up to let you know that you shouldn't shoot the prophets with buffalo chips, that's what God delivers, okay? And you can paint God as a villain too, anybody that's watching this. But anybody that really is spiritual, that isn't a freaking hack retard, is going to go, oh yeah, the Lord works in mysterious ways, and this was all for the greater good, and you can try to sell this shit any way you want, assholes. But that's a fact. And I wouldn't argue with the Cosmos, okay?